Lewis Hamilton makes F1 prediction about Sebastian Vettel ahead of new Formula One season. Beat F1 rival Vettel to the Drivers' Championship in 2018 and, ahead of the new season, will be the man to beat once again. The 34-year-old has won the crown on 5 occasions and is widely expected to cruise to victory again. The new season kicks off on March 17 in Melbourne, Australia and will run until December 1, when the campaign will end in Abu Dhabi. And Hamilton expects Vettel to come out fighting after beating the German to the title a year ago. We have to expect that they, Ferrari, are going to take a leap, and I have to expect that Sebastian is going to be stronger this year, Hamilton said. So that means I've got to be better. We've had a couple of really great battles, and particularly last year was one of my favorite years fighting with him. I'm hoping that we get to have more of those this year, and I hope that also the Red Bulls can perhaps be in that mix, because that makes it more fun for the fans. Also, from a driver's point of view, it's great when you have more people involved. Meanwhile, Vettel has been branded broken by F1 pundit Tom Coronel ahead of his upcoming battle Hamilton. This is now a period in which the new generation will rise, Coronel told Formula One. Vettel lost the World Championship again last year and is simply broken. I'm sure he will not be able to overcome this, and I hope Ferrari will give both drivers the freedom to race. What Charles Leclerc showed last season was just pure class, and he scored points with the bite regularly. Sauber of course drove a Ferrari engine, and Leclerc has been able to take advantage of that. Hamilton can move ahead of Juan-Manuel Fangio on 6 titles if he triumphs again in 2019. Michael Schumacher still leads the way on 7, however. Next news morning summary. Sebastian Vettel tops the timesheet. Sebastian Vettel sets the pace after the first morning of testing in 2019. After 3 hours of running, he tops the leaderboard with a 1:18.425. Follow our live blog here. In contrast to last season's snowy weather, the teams and drivers have been rewarded with clear skies and bright sunshine as the first runs of 2019 are completed for all except Williams. Valtteri Bottas was first out on track after a desperate dash out of the garage. But it was Vettel's Ferrari who soon topped the leaderboard. During the morning, there were just 2 red flag incidents. Kimi Räikkönen ran wide and put the car in gravel just 5 minutes into the proceedings, while Romain Grosjean later stopped out on track due to a fuel pressure loss. Red Bull troubles? It took an age for Max Verstappen to emerge out of the garage to have a real crack at a time lap. After his installation lap, the Dutchman sat in the garage for a long period of time, and it looked like the mechanics were working on something. Was it the engine? Who knows? But once the RB15 went out on track, it seemed to perform well. Verstappen tallied up 19 laps in a decent stint with a time of 1:21.808. Verstappen returned to the track for a second stab and moved into second place with a time of 1:20.174. Ferrari laying a marker down on Mercedes? During preseason, it's hard to understand exactly what the teams are running with, aiming for. However, with Vettel topping both the time and the lap count, they've done some eye-catching stuff. Meanwhile, Mercedes put in plenty of laps. Bottas started to make serious lap times towards midday and moved up to third with a 1:20.285. Next news. Nico Rosberg tips former Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton to scoop 6th F1 title. Nico Rosberg has tipped former Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton to scoop a 6th Formula One world title this year, although he believes some subtle regulation changes could lead to a few surprises. Hamilton won 8 of the final 11 races as he collected his 5th world crown last year, equaling Juan Manuel Fangio's haul and moving to within 2 of Michael Schumacher's record. Rosberg, the last driver to get the better of Hamilton in 2016 before promptly retiring, expects the likes of Sebastian Vettel and new Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc and Red Bull's Max Verstappen to be strong contenders. But speaking ahead of the Laureus World Sports Awards, the German suspects his old rival, who begins pre-season testing at Barcelona on Monday, will reign supreme once more. Lewis is the absolute favorite again because he's driving incredibly lately and his team does an incredible job, Rosberg said. He's one of the most successful F1 drivers of all time, one of the most successful sportsmen of all time. I think the odds are in his favor, then Sebastian is the obvious challenger. But I would also, if I was a betting man, say Leclerc or Verstappen because I think both of them can be a big surprise this year. There have been some technical tweaks in the off-season, which includes teams having a new front wing design that F1 bosses hope will lead to tighter races. Rosberg said, "There's a huge opportunity for things to switch around this year. Maybe suddenly Red Bull is the team to beat, that's possible. It's really put everything back in time and everybody has to start from scratch again. It's really exciting because nobody knows where the teams are going to be." Rosberg thinks the pressure may be on compatriot Vettel this season after finishing runner-up to Hamilton for a second successive year. Vettel has been the undisputed main man at Ferrari since switching to the Italian marque 4 years ago, but he has failed to add to the 4 world titles he won at Red Bull. A series of uncharacteristic errors undermined his efforts last year and, with highly rated Leclerc now his teammate, Rosberg believes his former rival needs to deliver. Rosberg added, "The Mercedes car was the best car in all those years, except maybe for the last time where it might have been equal. In all the years, Sebastian is still one of the best drivers out there. He just had a poor season last year and made a lot of mistakes, but the team also made a lot of mistakes. It was a joint effort and they all did bad. That can happen, but they need to turn it around this year. If Sebastian does a season like last year, then Leclerc will end up in front of him at the end of the year. Sebastian needs to nail it this year." Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.